Hey, this is Movie Guy 2005. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review on the 1978 remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Let's go and start with the plot, shall we? So basically, these filmy little spores, these I guess amoeba-like spores, they fall from space over San Francisco and Los Angeles. And the city blossoms with these beautiful-looking new flowers, or this beautiful-looking new flora. And people start taking these flowers home, and they fall asleep back home. And as they fall asleep, these plants creep over them. They basically devour their bodies and pretty much make a clone of them. And it also steals their identities, their emotions, their uniqueness, their souls, basically everything about them, their entire essence. And if one of the people starts to notice that one of the people that's close to them, especially, they start to notice something off about them, they're emotionless or something like that, chances are they could become one of the pod people too. And you have this guy named Matthew who, this guy right here, he's from the health department, who's basically trying to stop all that from happening, and until it's of course too late. So that's basically the plot of the film. This is an excellent remake. I know when people think of remakes, it's usually terrible, but this is definitely one of the prime examples of, hey, just because it's a remake doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be bad. And I would consider this one, along with John Carpenter's The Thing, The Fly, and The Blob, as the holy quadrilogy of remakes of classic 50s sci-fi, horror, or monster movies. And I would say this one is just as great as the other three I mentioned. Great cast too. I mean, you have Donald Sutherland, may he rest in peace. We lost him relatively recently. I think it was last year we lost him, if I remember correctly. I think also the father of Kiefer Sutherland. Of course, Kiefer Sutherland was in The Lost Boys, many other movies. And you also have Brooke Adams, who was in the David Cronenberg film The Dead Zone. Leonard Nimoy, Captain Spock from Star Trek himself. May he rest in peace as well. I think we lost him last decade too, 10 years ago or so. But yeah, may he rest in peace. And you also have Jeff Goldblum, who was of course in the 1986 Fly remake. He was in Jurassic Park, Independence Day, so many other movies. He's been in quite a bit of stuff. And of course, you also have Veronica Cartwright from the original Alien, which came out, I believe, 1 year after this, if I remember correctly. Because yes, this was 78, and Alien was 79. This is directed by Philip Kaufman, which I believe this is probably my favorite Philip Kaufman film, at least from what I've seen. I think he's done movies like The Right Stuff from 1983. That was sometime later after this. And he's done quite a bit of stuff as well. But this one's probably my favorite that I've at least seen from him. Great direction by Philip Kaufman as well. And you also have camera work by Michael Chapman, which I thought the camera work was really good. Some of the zooms and stuff. And you also have a screenplay by W.D. Richter, which, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the writers, or at least the guy who made the adaptation of that movie right here, Big Trouble in Little China. but I don't know if he was one of the writers or not, but I do know that he worked on Big Trouble in Little China. But, yeah, this is also based on the novel The Body Snatchers by Jack Finney. And I believe if I'm not mistaken, the original 50s version was based on that too. Granted, I haven't seen the original 50s movie, but I would love to at some point. But yeah, I believe there's at least 4 versions, if memory serves. There's the 1956 version. There's this movie, of course, the 78 version. There's the 1993 version, Body Snatchers, directed by Abel Ferrara. And there's also the 2007 film, The Invasion, with Nicole Kidman, which the version was so memorable that everyone forgot about that afterwards. But anyway. You also have amazing special effects in this movie. Like, the special effects are just spectacular. Also pretty disgusting looking, like the pod people coming out of the plant pods or whatever. Like they're hatching, like the hatching from the plant pods and stuff. It's just really gross and really disgusting and really well done. There's a part where Matthew gets like a garden hoe or something, and he like beats the head, and he smashes the head in of one of the pod people. Was pretty gruesome and gory and surprisingly pretty graphic, considering when you realize this movie was rated PG. And just, man, PG movies really meant something else back in the day, didn't they? I mean, Jaws was also rated PG. I think that was around 75. This one was 3 years later. Jaws also had, like, blood in it as well. And nowadays, when you think of the PG rating, it's usually, like, something, like, for kids or something. Like, kids' movies with, like, adult humor put in. Sometimes even toilet humor. But, yeah. Great acting, great performances from especially the main cast. But I think everyone does a really good job in this movie. So, yeah. When all is said and done, am I able to recommend Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Oh, yes. And check out the original 1956 film, too. If you're, of course, a fan of, like, classic sci-fi horror monster movies from the 50s. And I guess check out the 93 film and the 2007 film, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, this is an excellent remake. Definitely one of the better ones as far as remakes go. Alright, so that concludes my review for Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.